Welcome, replay viewers. This is Tim David, the packaging and promotional magician for speakers who want to earn 5 figures per speech in the corporate and business spaces. Now, I was digging through this book right here, Get Speaking Gigs, and it's green, so the green screen is showing up here, but you get the idea. Basically, I was looking for things to talk about today, and I came across this diagram. As I was flipping through, there's this sort of flow chart, if you will. And of course, it's not popping up now. All kinds of good stuff in here. Lots of things to talk about when it comes to getting speaking gigs. I feel like I'm never going to run out of live stream topics. And if I happen to run out of live stream topics, please do post your questions below. Head over to the Facebook group, post your question, send me an email, tim@getspeakinggigs.com. Let me know what you need to know about the speaking business. Now, today's topic is the 3 reasons why you might want to say no to a speaking gig. In fact, these are 3 reasons why I would absolutely, definitely, positively say no to a speaking gig. Now, a lot of times we're here talking about how to get speaking gigs. Sometimes you don't want the speaking gig. All right. Sometimes you just flat out don't want the speaking gig. I've come up with 3 reasons why you wouldn't want a speaking gig. Let me know in the comments if I've missed any after I go through the list. So this daily live stream series that I've been doing has been a ton of fun. And if you've missed any, you can go to getspeakinggigs.com and click on articles and rants and just see all of the different topics that we're covering on the subject of getting speaking gigs, particularly those high fee gigs in the corporate market, those 4 and 5 figure checks, those juicy opportunities. But there are some opportunities, not so juicy. Not so juicy. So I'm going to give you those 3 reasons. I'm going to show you the flow chart, and I'm going to help you make the best decisions when it comes to which gigs to take and which gigs to absolutely skip. I want to disabuse you of the notion that every speaking gig is a great opportunity. All right, it really isn't. And how do you determine that? How do you decide that? Here is the flow chart. Actually, before I show you the flow chart, let me tell you the number 1 reason why you might not want to take a speaking gig, and it is if the speaking opportunity is fake and a scam. Okay, this should be obvious, but it's one of those things that sometimes our desire to get on stages, to get in front of audiences via a screen or whatever, our desire to grow our speaking business, our desire to be a speaker runs so deep. Right? It runs so deep. And I know so many of you have reached out to me in the Get Speaking Gigs community with hearts for this business, just deep longing to serve the audiences with your message and with your stories. So I honor that. I respect that. But I also want to caution you that feeling and that emotion can sometimes lead to hasty decisions where we know that we would never take a gig if it's a scam, if it's someone running a scam, but we might not recognize that it's a scam simply because of the excitement that we have to do this. So the reasons why people might scam speakers are numerous, right? But obviously you want to keep out an eye. You want to keep an eye out for those triggers that might indicate that it is a scam opportunity. Number 1, if they're asking you to pay so that you can speak, may be worth a second look. Okay, it may be worth a second look. If they're asking you to that they need to send you a deposit check, but it's going to be too much, so you need to refund part of it, probably a scam. All right, that's a common one out there where we're like, hey, we want to book you for date, and date is X dollars, and X dollars is what I'm sending you plus 1,000. So all you need to do is just send us back $1,000, and you can keep all $10,000. Probably a scam, folks. Probably a scam. So be aware that there are people out there preying on that longing that you have. Just think about that. Number 2 reason why you might not want to do a speaking gig. This is critical. This is very difficult for speakers to do. But here it is. In fact, let's pull up the document, the flow chart. And here is, it looks kind of confusing here, but there are a bunch of lines here. Some of the lines mean yes. So there'll be a question right up top. Can you deliver value? And if the answer to that question is no, right down here, we see the dotted line as the no. We go way over here and you automatically say no. If you can't deliver value to the client, if you feel the audience is not a fit for your message, it is your obligation and responsibility to inform the person who is trying to hire you by saying, this is not a fit for me. Very hard to do that. Now, if you have an ability to pivot and change and offer a different program, by all means, offer a different program. But do not ever, ever let your mouth salivate at the prospect of a large check so much that you forget your obligation and responsibility to deliver that much of value times 10. So if you cannot deliver more than you're getting paid, even if you're not getting paid, if you cannot deliver value to that audience, do not accept the gig. You do not want to put yourself in a position where you're going to fail publicly on stage, all right, or on screen. So do not accept a gig if you cannot and fully believe that you can, by the time the gig shows up, that you'll be able to deliver that value. Very, very, very important. If it's just not your crowd or your zone or your audience, if you're a college speaker and they want you to do corporate and you're not there at all, if you're a corporate speaker and they want you to do a high school audience and you're not quite there at all, do not accept the gigs that you cannot deliver value on. If they want you to come and do a team building exercise and you are a sales speaker and that's not something that you do, refer that gig to somebody who does a great job with team building. Okay. Now, the final reason you might want to say no to a gig is if they are not fulfilling your needs. If they are not fulfilling your needs, and that might be money. Okay, so look right over here. Can you deliver value? What if you can? Yes. Are you getting paid enough? If the answer is no, yes to that, then you take the gig. You deliver value, they deliver value. It's a match made in heaven, people. This is someone who values what you offer. If you are getting paid enough, whatever your enough is, then you say yes to that opportunity. If you're not getting paid enough, or if you're not sure if it's quite worth it, then you're going to say no, and you're going to start asking these questions right here. Is it for a friend or a family member? Listen, I have been in some awkward situations where a friend or a family member has asked me to do a gig. They did not have the budget, and my budget was way up here, and I felt like, my fee was way up here, and their budget was way down here. And in the past, I've said no to those opportunities. And it becomes an awkward situation, right? And in this business, we want to prioritize relationships. In any business, we want to prioritize relationships, particularly those relationships that are closest to us. So if you would love to serve your friends and your family and be altruistic in that manner, that is a benefit that you will receive. The feeling of being altruistic, the deposit that you make into that relationship might make it worth it for you. So if that's a yes, it's a friend or family member, you take this dark line right over this yes line and bring it right back to say yes. If it's a no, you ask, can I sell enough products, enough services, enough programs, enough courses after this speech to that audience that it will make it worthwhile to me? If the answer is yes, guess what? You're getting value, you're getting paid, you're getting an opportunity to market your services and go deeper with that audience with your products and programs. Can you sell enough product to make it worthwhile? If the answer is no, will enough of your ideal prospects be there? Because in addition to selling product, you might also be able to sell yourself and your speech, right? And your programs and your training and your coaching. Will enough of your ideal prospects be there? If the answer is yes, and that enough, I know, it's a loose term. You have to decide it for yourself. Is it a well-known? Now, this is where we start getting down here. We start getting into some of the less the desirables, the less desirables, but also very desirable. This is value that a client can deliver to you that may not be money. You might add extra boxes to this process. There might be more things that you want, right? You might want, demo video footage. You don't have demo video footage. You need demo video footage. We'll talk about. Let's just go through the list and we'll talk about adding stuff to it later. Is it a well-known, high-profile company whose logo would look nice on your client list? I remember one time I said, you know what? I'll take that fee because I've never spoken in that state, and it's one of the ones on my bucket list. And it was a lower fee, but it was, a client logo, if you will, that would look nice in your bucket list, in your client list. And that client logo happened to be, okay, this is state number, whatever it was, 32 on the list that I was before I made it to all lower 48. So whatever's important to you, you can add it to this list. Will they cover expenses providing a fun trip that you're to a place that you're excited to visit? So sometimes you're speaking in a place that you just want to go to. And if they provide the expenses, you get a free vacation based on the speech that you did, or at least a dramatically reduced vacation. So that is kind of nice to be able to bring your family along, your friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Next, if it's a yes to that, say yes. If it's a no, then ask this. Will it be no-brainer convenient? Will it be super easy to do? Now, this line does not belong here. This line does not belong here. I've edited this since. Also, this line right here does not belong here. This is decisions. I do have decisions too. I don't know why I didn't show that. Oh, golly, I'm going to stop sharing. I need you to see this. If you're going to grab a screen capture, you might as well grab a screen capture of the accurate one. So, I closed it. You've got to be kidding me. Doing this during a live stream. I love it. You know what I can do? I can type in decisions 2, and it just shows up. That's the beauty of using a computer search mechanism. Back at it, people. Back at it. Sharing screen. Here we go. Whole window. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Okay. Let's flip over to decisions 2. See, look, that line is gone. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. This line over here, gone. You know what? I updated it. Why didn't I use it? I don't know. So will it be no-brainer convenient? If the answer is yes, then you ask a second question. Can you collect what you need? Contact information, referrals, testimonials, demo video footage, etc., etc. Is there something that you need from this client for your speaking business? And will it be convenient for you to do so? Local, quick flight, whatever convenient means for you. I put in my chart, no-brainer convenient. Is it no-brainer convenient? And if the answer is yes to both of those things, then we go up here and we say yes. You may feel like you want 2 or 3 of each of these before you say yes. You may not say yes immediately just because it's a friend or family member. You may not say yes immediately just because it's a well-known, high-profile company. But a combination of those might tip the scales for you. But this is not a video about why you would want to say yes to a speaking gig. No, you know why you want speaking gigs. You want the ability to impact your audiences and the world, or at least someone's world. You want the ability to generate a nice revenue for yourself and your family, to do the things that you love doing and to stop doing the things that you hate doing. Man, money's not everything, but it's a powerful tool that allows you to do those things. Allows you to do what you want, more of what you want, and less of what you don't want. So just a few thoughts, but the real point of this video is, you know why you want to say yes to speaking gigs. The real point of this video is why you might want to say no to speaking gigs. And here's another takeaway. There is value in speaking gigs beyond just the paycheck. And I don't mean value in just the audience that you want to influence. Maybe this is another box that you would want to put in here. Enough of your ideal prospects, maybe enough of your ideal prospects for your message. Maybe there's a group of people that you really want to influence, people that you really want to help with your message. So add that as a box to your process here. But you'll notice that there is so much value besides just a paycheck from speaking gigs. And if you can leverage that value, then you're going to be in business. And that's what I have done in the book and in my course, the How to Become a Motivational Speaker online course. We talk about the system. We talk about the process of leveraging opportunities to create other opportunities. So even if you're speaking for free, what you do not want to happen, and this is critical, right? If you go through this decision matrix here and you don't do this properly, here's what will happen to you. You'll do a free gig, you won't get paid, and you won't be able to leverage that free gig into anything except other free gigs. I've seen so many speakers fall into this trap. They just go out there and they give away their time, they give away their message, they devalue themselves in the process. So what we need to have instead is an intelligent and intentional leveraging system. Now, there are 39 things that I do at every gig, paid or free, to help turn that gig into more paying gigs. In fact, I did something like 48 free gigs in my first month. I went and booked 48 free gigs. And over the course of the next few months, I delivered those free gigs and honed the process of turning those free gigs into paid gigs. That has been, again, well documented. You can see the link below this for the system that explains how I did that, what I did, and you can see the graphs and the charts and all the cool results that happened once I figured out how to leverage. And then I teach you the process. I teach you the system if you obviously invest in that course. Now, the second thing you can check out is the book, which is where this chart right here comes from. And this is your last chance to grab a screen capture of this flow chart. But I do strongly, strongly encourage that you create your own, because the gigs are going to come in, the requests are going to come in, the conversations are going to start happening. And you're going to want to ask yourself, yes or no to this opportunity. Is this opportunity going to help me? Because you're going to hear this a lot. People are going to say to you, oh, it's going to be a great opportunity. There's going to be plenty of exposure. You're going to get tons of exposure. You should totally speak at our event for free. You'll get tons of exposure. And then you'll be able to say, yeah, well, but hey, people die from exposure. Maybe it's not the right kind of exposure. You'll be able to quickly look and find out and ask the proper questions to that person to truly find out if that type of exposure is the type of exposure that you want. All right, we are way over time today. I was hoping to deliver something a little more deep dive. I noticed one of my previous videos, how to become a speaker from scratch or something like that, early in May, has my most views, and it's something like 14 minutes long, and it goes deep into the 7 steps, the 7 milestones that every speaker really should go through, from raw beginner all the way up to celebrity speaker, right? So those are the 7 milestones. Those are the 7 steps. That's the process for building a speaking business. You can check out that video as well. GetSpeakingGigs.com. Click on articles and rants and look for that thing that says from scratch. It's in early May. You can take a look at that. I got to remember the name of this video. It's my most popular one, people. All right, Get Speaking Gigs gang and family. Thanks for those of you who joined live, and for those of you who have joined us on the replay. We will speak soon.